Hello again, I'm Lou, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can take this Bluetooth 4.0 module and use it to create a garage door opener that's compatible with your smartphone. There's a few reasons we went with Bluetooth 4.0. The most important is that Apple was never going to approve our original design, which was based on Samsung's hardware, and I'm happy to say that Apple has approved our new Bluetooth 4.0 design. Second is Bluetooth 4.0 enhances the range and improves security. And then lastly, because we're using our own module, we can customize the firmware. So in a later video, I'm going to show you how you can take this iBeacon and attach the iBeacon to your garage door, and then we can first detect if your garage door is open or closed, and then you can set it so that if the garage door has been open too long, the receiver will automatically close it. All right, so well, you should probably first start by downloading the GarageMate app for your Android and iPhone, just checking out the application. And then keep in mind this video is a do-it-yourself video. It's for people who like to build circuits, but if you don't want to build anything, you can get the GarageMate receiver fully assembled from our website, and that hooks up to your garage door in just a minute or two and you're up and running. Okay, so there's a lot to cover, so let's start with the schematic. Okay, so here's what the DIY kit looks like. Here's a closer look at the schematic. And here's how the symbols of the schematic map to the parts of your kit. The switch in this circuit is closed by a coin, and my thoughts were that even though your receiver is hung close to the ceiling, I still wanted the receiver to be inconspicuous with no visible switches or LEDs. All right, so now let's review connectivity. The PCB layout isn't exactly what we needed, so we will use the leads of the resistor and the capacitor to create the desired connectivity. And here's how that connectivity relates to the schematic. Before we build the circuit, we're going to prepare the plastic enclosure. So first pop it open with a thin plastic card, and then cut away the top interior portion so that the wires can exit the back of the case. Now, the next step creates the coin-operated switch we discussed. You'll begin by heating the pins to push them through the case, then pop them out, and then push them back through the case. The last preparation step is to slip the heat shrink tubing over the power adapter cable and then push the cable through the back of the enclosure. Okay, now we can solder the components and the wires to the printed circuit board. So start by soldering the wires to the power adapter, and then take the capacitor, make sure the black band is pointing the right way, insert the capacitor and form small loops. We'll use them later, I'll explain, and solder all pads except the rightmost. We're going to use that opening to insert more wires. All right, so set aside the printed circuit board and grab the two white wires, wrap the small white wire around the larger one, solder them together, and now push them through the PCB in the hole that you left open in the last step. And now solder those wires together. Great. Okay, take the transistor and the red wire and insert them as shown, and then bend the lead of the resistor and insert that in the PCB. And now you're going to solder every pad and every wire. And then trim almost every wire. You're going to leave just the rightmost lead from the resistor because we're going to use that to form a small loop. Solder that loop. And now let's trim all excess wires. All right, in the last step, you're going to pull the wires out of the back of the case and then pull this printed circuit board into its final position. Okay, adhere the module to the case as shown, and then trap the green wire in between the cylinder wall and the gold pin so you can wrap it once and quickly solder. And now you're going to solder the remaining module wires as shown, and in the end the goal is to make sure that you don't overlap the module wires with the module's antenna. And so in retrospect, we should have moved the module closer to the gold pins. And also the loop all the way on the right, we probably should have made that bigger. This way would ensure that the yellow module wire would never short against the red garage wire. Now solder the short white wire to the remaining gold pin and you're ready for test. So at this point you could just close the project case and heat shrink the tubing, then securely pair the receiver to your iPhones and Androids, wire the receiver to your garage door as shown in the instructions, and then open your garage door. Or you could spend an extra minute testing the receiver using the spare LED and resistor that came with your kit. So plug the receiver into an outlet and check the negative and positive power connections. Then check that the receiver is alive. The LED should flash every 1 to 6 seconds. And then perform a quick test of the coin-operated switch by tapping it in between the gold pins and holding the red garage wire as shown. The LED should light up for 1 second. So that's all for now. Please post questions and comments here, subscribe and like, and thank you for watching.